Hello, good evening, and welcome along to tonight's episode of Star Trek Cuchulain, where the crew of the Starship Cuchulain plays Star Trek Adventures. I'm the host or the games master. My name is John. I said that a lot, so that's my rank. That's who I am. That's who I am. But that's what I say an awful lot. So you have to get used to that. Up tonight, we have first and foremost we have our helmsman. Lieutenant Zap Brannigan. Welcome along, Zap. And also joining us is Major Anne T. Grace, Major Payne in the... No, sorry. And
Here she is.
Sergeant Pat Conran. And also, we're just currently waiting on... currently waiting on Jerry Lynch, who's joining us up from Cork. But it seems that Jerry still has to put coal on the fire to run his laptop. He's having trouble logging in. Himself and Frank come from the same school of technology. Our experience with technology. So, as usual, guys, if you are watching us live this evening, please join us in the comments. We are going out live on Facebook and we're going live on YouTube. So you can find us on both those platforms. And so, as usual, I'm going to click on the old link here on the Facebooks and see what we can see. Because if you can, so we can see who it is we're talking to, you can give StreamYard permission. And on one of the platforms, you can watch us live and interact with the crew as they continue through whatever nonsense I've written for them this evening. So I will just mute that, and now I will be able to see the live chat in the Facebook window and see the side of my face whenever I turn my head. I also need to be able to see if Jerry is communicating with us, but I think for the moment, Anne, I'll leave that up to you. You can just keep an eye on Jerry to try and get him into the game. All we need to do is get him to log on to StreamYard. And I see Anne and Patrick, you've not logged into Roll20, so you need to log into Roll20.
We're in we're probably in the wrong game, are we?
You're not in the game on the link that I shared. So while the guys are all sorting out their stuff, let's have a recap of what's been going on Star Trek Cuchulain. In the previous episode, we dealt with the Alpha Shift, and Alpha Shift are down on the planet. Planet is Fleetyards. Which planet is it, guys? You guys know what planet it is, don't you?
We don't dazzle me with details. It's a minor concern.
Does it really matter? Is the planet going to survive?
You've only been dealing with this planet since March. So we are on the planet Felina 2, and Felina 2 is in the it's just outside the Cardassian demilitarized zone, just beyond where Deep Space Nine would be. If you go north on the space map, just over here where Cardassia is, you will go to Felina. And Felina 2 is the planet we're in orbit of. Now, I see someone poking their head up on their phone. Welcome along to this evening to Jerry, finally. How are you, Jerry?
Hi, guys.
Hey, Jerry.
Welcome to Beta Ship.
Jerry's TV.
We don't know where we are. We don't know where we're going, but we get there.
Yeah, I don't know where you are. I don't know what's on my computer, so I'm not sure, guys. So
it's okay. You went to
the best I can on the phone ever played.
You were in the same computer class as Frank, weren't you?
It's not the class, it's the computer, I'd say.
So, Jerry, if you do me a favor when you can, if you can unlock the rotation on your phone and rotate 90 degrees, that'd be great.
Oh, now listen. You're really looking for it.
Or if you could leave the phone as it is and just lie down for the evening, Jerry. Now he's paused now. What a face to pause on. That's the thinking face. There we go. That's it.
There you go.
Yay!
No, you see, there you go.
I'm getting seasick.
Now, just
Too
frame
much
yourself.
speed. Too much speed. Yeah. Who's flying the ship for God's sake? Yeah.
Well,
No,
that's
it's not
Zap.
you anyway.
Luckily enough, that's Zap, right? So,
Oh,
good evening to those watching live. Welcome along.
you should know better.
I think a lot of people do at
Have you
this
not?
stage.
Have you not else to be doing? No.
So previously on Star Trek Cuchulain, Alpha Shift were on the last episode a couple of weeks ago, and they are down on the planet, and after a nasty crash in the Argo, being chased by a tornado and some Cardassians on the planet, Robbie, Sharon, Frank, and Antoinette were all caught underground with our NPC character. Lieutenant Flora Christopher, which comes from Una McCormack's book, from which this entire adventure has been sparked by a couple of sentences and a mention of the Cuchulain in her book, the autobiography of Captain Catherine Janeway. So on the planet, they have been going through a warren of caves, and one of the other crew members that had fallen unconscious many weeks ago, Morgan Dean. Morgan was had fallen out of the Argo as it crashed, and had been found by some Bajorans. These Bajorans took him on a stretcher and started wandering through the underground system. And while avoiding Paluku, which are Bajoran spiders, the team were chasing after the Bajorans, who seemingly had kidnapped Morgan. So, as they followed them through the cave system, a firefight ensued. And they managed to take out a few Bajorans. Frank got quite injured, as did Sharon, but they did make their way to a massive cavern with a domed formation with a hole in the roof, with the Bajoran Vedic that they initially met in the settlement. Excuse me, at the very start of the game, in robes, calling out a prayer to the Pa Wraiths. So that's where we left Alpha Shift. When we last left Beta Shift, who was playing tonight. Beta Shift, do you remember where you were?
I was sitting here, and he was sitting there.
And wasn't there a big wibbly wobbly spacey thing coming towards us?
We were
went
just
ships. And we hadn't killed anyone. And Sharon was going zoom, and then she was going bzzz, and then she was going
and then we got hit by a chronoton wave, and we went back in time to Utopia Planitia.
Oh,
yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
He was on a different ship.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
That was the cool part, where it all went light shipping and we were
Sisko.
awake.
Oh yeah. Okay, that was cool. Yeah.
Good evening to Antoinette from Alpha Shift. Thanks, Antoinette, for joining us. I'm guessing you won't be running off to Q Forward this evening, since the person who runs Q Forward is right here. So you are dead right. That's what Zap is right. So the Beta Shift were on the bridge of the Cuchulain and in orbit of Felina 2, attempting to keep the Cardassians from chasing the shuttlecraft which bore Sharon O'Neill on board. And as the Cardassians attempted to capture her with a tractor beam, they didn't manage to catch her. However, they didn't manage to knock her off course, and she crashed into the planet's atmosphere. And of course, Felina 2 has got a highly volatile atmosphere that is currently pulsating with chronoton waves, and the entire planet is now engulfed in this energy system as the Cuchulain and the team try to reestablish communications and put a new buoy on board, or buoy in orbit, with multiple attempts at launching the buoy. Finally, once the buoy was working, the Cardassians came in, and the chronoton wave erupted from the surface and hit the ventral side of the ship, as Zap managed to just get it out of the way. But then, as all things never sit still, 3 Cardassian ships came in chasing Sharon. Sharon went down through the atmosphere onto the planet's surface. So the Cuchulain was up in orbit, having to deal with 2 more Cardassian vessels, 2 Cardassian, what we know today as Hideki class patrol craft. highly armored, roughly is slightly smaller than the Cuchulain, but about the same size. So the Cuchulain found itself slightly outnumbered and outgunned, and with a short phaser fight ensuing, Zap tried to put the planet between the Cardassians and the Cuchulain by zipping around, trying to get out of their way, so that the crew would at least have a little bit of time to repair the shields and attempt to get back to a geosynchronous orbit above where the last known position of the Alpha team away team is. As they did make it all the way back to that geosynchronous orbital position, the Cuchulain got hit by another massive wave coming from the Cardassian systems and hitting the Cuchulain. Upon the hit of this wave on the Cuchulain, the crew of the Cuchulain found themselves on board the USS Nova, back in orbit of Mars at the Utopia Planitia shipyards in Mars, or above Mars. As they realized, looking at their consoles and looking at the readout, that the ship that they were on board was a little bit different to the Cuchulain, because the Cuchulain is the second ship of the line. The Nova has never left the Sol system. It is a testbed ship. Gets a new piece of technology installed, flies around the solar system for a bit, reports back about the new technology, and if it is a viable technology, it is placed on the Nova class science vessels and medical vessels in the fleet, which the Cuchulain is one of. So that is, and then as we realized where we were, the aft turbo lift door opened, and onto the bridge stepped Admiral Paris and Commander Benjamin Sisko, who is currently, at this particular time period, in charge and running Utopia Planitia yards. And Admiral Paris is visiting the USS Nova and the new to oversee the new Nova class starships. Now, the Nova at the moment is still in dry dock, so she's still being built. The keel was laid, and the year is 22. It's the 2250s. No, is it? When is it? It's a year after the Borg attack. So Sisko is in charge of the shipyards and in charge of all the keels being laid there. Greeting to PJ. Well, PJ, as always, watches us on YouTube. So thanks, PJ, for joining us this evening live. Thanks to having you along. So yeah, comment away as you're sitting out there listening and possibly watching. So, guys, you're on the USS Nova. Admiral Paris and Commander Sisko have just ventured off the bridge, forward down into the observation lounge on deck 1, and you guys are sitting on board the USS Nova.
Zap,
Sitting where?
what
On the
year?
bridge.
Was it a year?
Is it
Are we
before
on the
or
bridge,
after
yeah?
we were supposed to be where we were?
Before.
It's
We're sitting
before.
where we are, so.
How far before?
Can we get started? How far back have we gone?
Yeah.
So the ventures of the USS Cuchulain started in was it 2161?
61, yeah.
It's 2160. It's 2163, and it's
We've gone back to the year 2125.
no, it's 2160. Sorry, it's 2363. Get my start dates right. It's 2360.
2125 is only 4 years from now.
It's after the Borg attack. All right.
After,
So it's basically it's between season 3 and season 4 of the Next Generation, which is 23 to 63, and currently it's just after the Borg attack. So you have traveled back only about 6 months, because Commander Benjamin Sisko is he's in command. He's before he took control. Well, for all of us who watched the show, it's before he took control of DS9. Okay. So you guys are out there, and you're on the USS Nova, and she is inside the large skeletal dock that with the one with the arms that come in and around, very much like the space dock that the Enterprise would be. The Enterprise was in the slow motion picture.
Okay, the first thing we need to do is we need to debrief somebody.
Well, is anybody sort of surprised that we just materialized, or
should we be at
Very
these
surprised.
stations?
Yeah.
Can we interact
Number
with
one, is everybody okay? Is it just us that came over, or is the rest
I'm
of the
just
ship?
phasing in and out here.
So that's what I need. Is it just us or the rest of the ship?
No, it's just you guys. It's just Beta
Just
ships
us
on
three,
board the
four.
Nova.
Beta shift have landed on a Nova class back in a completely different star system.
On the Nova in the Sol system. Hello, Anita. Welcome along. Good evening. How are you? Good to have you along.
is there anyone
Do
else on the
you
bridge?
think, do you think we should be wise to approach the actual captain? If we actually even know who the captain is.
Well, hang on. Let's.
Well,
let's
that's the
go
thing.
into
Can we interact with people, or are we just there like
Probably just ghosts.
temporal
hologram?
time?
We just have to, yeah.
You guys are on the bridge all on your own, yo.
Okay, I'm going to try and press a button.
Good luck with that.
No buttons yet. Can
Is
do,
it red
can
button?
do.
Can I press it?
Can I touch anything?
If there's a green, if
Oh,
there's a
leave
red
the
thingy,
red button
That is
alone,
not
Pat.
consent.
thingy, I'd worry.
access a console and
Leave the
see
red
what
button
the
alone.
date stuff is?
What's that? Say that again, Andrew?
We should access a console and access like the mission logs to find out what date it is and where we are.
Exactly.
And can you do that, so?
Okay. That would require what for me to do that?
And while you're at it, maybe look up one of our service records and see where we are supposed to be. If it actually says
Yeah,
we're
because
assigned.
for all I know, I could be the medic at that stage, like.
Okay. So what would that require, John?
That was it's a simple investigation. You know what you're looking for. So that would be find a human. It's our character sheet here. So it's a simple one of you can either choose reason and security or insight and security. If you feel that you would have an inkling of the right place and right thing to do based on your skill set of your character that you've built, you can use insight. Otherwise, if you're just figuring it out, you'll have to use reason. And as usual, because we're using because we're using the Star Trek system, it is you get a basic of 2d20, and you need to roll. Low numbers are good, high numbers are bad.
So what do I need? I just need to roll 2d20 for now. Reason and security gives me 13.
Yep.
But insight and security gives me.
So okay, but you have to prove to me that you can use insight. So you have to make a small argument to say that, oh yes, I know a thing because of this.
Well,
I'm looking up my own record to see where I'm supposed to be.
Okay. All right.
We know how Novas work. We operate.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm looking for. Is that?
That's debatable, Zach.
That's debatable. We've lost an entire ship and an entire planetary.
Like, what I'm thinking, guys, are we even in the right universe? I know Sisko's there and Paris is there.
Yeah.
But are we in
Did
the
we
right
hear
time frame of the
someone?
universe?
Do they look like they're?
So sorry, I'm just looking up. I'm just reminding myself on Memory Alpha here. So the Borg attack was in 2367.
Yes.
All right, so 2367. So it's 6 months later.
Right. So does Sisko have a beard?
No, he doesn't have a beard.
No, the one that's walking around the ship. Does he?
No, he doesn't have a beard.
Right. So we're not in the mirror universe.
No.
or,
carrying daggers.
or after season 4 or of DS9. So
I see you walking around in the belly top. Sorry, no looking.
Oh, it's going to be that kind of game again.
Okay, right. We're rolling dice. Let me just get in here and roll these dice.
Roll them bones.
Roll them bones. Let me see.
So the Battle of Wolf 359 was stardate 44002.3.
Right.
All right. So however months work in Star Trek, it would be stardate 440 something. Okay.
Right. So basically, according to this record, then we are actually 6 months behind where we should be.
Yes.
Right. So we're going to find that out. We're going to find out where I should be at this point. So insight and security is 11. And target number. Right, 2 dice. Roll.
2 successes.
2 successes.
All right. So what was your numbers? 2 successes, 2 and 9. Congratulations. So you bank a momentum.
Yay!
You have a momentum. That's very good. And I also get, how many of you? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I get 1, 2, 3. So that would be mean. So okay, let's be nice to you. Right, and then I just have to log my threat. Okay, so so the guys have just gained the momentum, which means that they have momentum to spend, a single momentum. You can purchase a single extra dice with a momentum. The more bonus dice, more bonus rolls that they get, the more momentum that they can accrue. But if they don't have any momentum, and we've lost Jerry, if they don't have any momentum and they still feel that they need that extra dice, they can award or give me threat, and threat are these little red alert icons here, and threat is momentum that I can spend for NPCs and villains. All right, so congratulations, Anne. So you've rolled, and so you notice that you find your own records, and on your own records you see that you are currently posted at your previous posting to the USS Cuchulain, which I presume would have been Starfleet security or Starfleet marine training.
Right, so that would have been down in either. Where was I based?
Where was your character based?
Homeworld.
Okay, so what was your homeworld?
I would have been home. I would have been down in San Francisco.
San Francisco. Okay, so so that's where your characters would be at this particular time. We get a super close up of Jerry.
So can I contact myself and tell myself to put in for a transfer?
Any reception at all?
Sorry, Jerry, say that again.
I can't get any reception at all. You're blanking in and out, lads.
Well, you're
It's
perfect.
actually down here.
Oh, it's absolutely.
I'm actually not at home. I'm in Waterford. I'm on a course again tomorrow, so work.
I got
in Waterford, so I'm in a hotel, and I can't get any reception.
You need to go down the hall and go to the
I've already rang them. They're going to boost it.
No, you need to go down the hall to the Wi-Fi station substation and just sit underneath the aerial. So I'm telling you, that's what you have to do, man. Or sit beside the door of the hotel, because that's where the strongest signal will be.
And that's what I nearly am now at this stage. Yeah, for fuck's sake.
All right. Well, talking about the weather, I just came from Donegal and we got absolutely drenched. I spent 4 hours driving in wet shoes because we were on the climbing.
There's atmospherics and there's atmospherics. Like you can just about see me now. I'd say
Yeah. There's I was on the side of a cliff, and the rain just came in off the Atlantic, and it was literally like a power shower, and we all got soaked within like 30 seconds, and I drove home with wet shoes. All right, so you're on the Nova, and now you have to have. So Patrick is saying, "Can you contact yourself?" Well, that's a question. Zap, what would you say to that?
It depends on how we're here.
Yeah.
Can 2 entities exist in the same space and time?
And why are we here? Why us four?
As long as you don't touch yourself.
Yeah, why us four? Like, yeah.
No, not like that.
So there's me watching Nordex again. Yeah.
Well, maybe we're looking at this the wrong way. Alpha Shift just blew up a ship. We could blow up the whole universe.
That would be awesome. Underachievers.
And then we can have the mirror universe. Yep, mirror universe.
But seriously though, so we got back in time. We need to sort of. We need to go back in time.
Well, no, we need to warn them so that there are plans in place so that this situation we don't get into this situation in the first place. Let's create a causal loop. Let's do this.
For who? There's only us four here. That's it.
Well,
So-
look, if this situation doesn't exist, right? If we can get back to a time when before the 3 ships dropped out, we can save Sharon. We can actually get them up off the planet before they blow it up on themselves and before this weapon goes off.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
is there anything that might be in the way of you doing that?
Physics, life, the entire universe.
Admiral Paris, Sisko.
Team Paradox.
Should we call
Vulcans.
it?
Okay,
we-
so
Should we talk to them and drag them into it?
Oh,
everybody roll their reason and security.
I'm unable to roll, John. I have no roll 20. I have
okay,
nothing.
well, maybe we can roll for you. Hang on.
Why do you not have roll? Oh, because you're on your phone, Jerry.
Yeah, and I can't get it on the computer. I don't have the link.
Well, Jerry, what you need to do is just go to www.roll20.net.
Okay.
All right, so everybody else, while Jerry's logging into Roll20, everybody else go to get their dice up and roll a reason and security.
Okay, so that is 1d20 or 2.
Everybody can roll 2d20s. And
Zap, you need to roll another one.
It's a difficulty of 1, and Zap, you need to put in your
Yeah, I was doing
Oh,
that.
well, at least it's not a 20.
One job.
So Anne, even though she's part of Starfleet security, knows nothing about regulations. Pat, however, luckily enough, has got his thinking cap on and banks some momentum. Well done, Pat.
Ooh, scored.
And we're just waiting for Zap and Jerry to make their rolls.
I'm gonna hurt you later.
Zap rolls a 20. No, he doesn't.
Oh, no,
Zap,
he doesn't.
that's not right, Zap. So to roll your dice, Zap, what you do is you put in roll 2 dice, d20, and then down the bottom with your target number, you want it to have it less than and the number.
Sticky mouse. Sorry.
Sticky mouse. So you got a 4 and a 6 in actuality, which means that you got 2 successes because I'm presuming that your reason of security was 10.
10.
Yes. Cool. All right. So you also bank a momentum. Well done to Zap. So as Jerry is still trying to log into Roll20 there, while we look at his ear and up his nose.
Could we roll for Jerry if we knew that he knew his?
Yeah, just roll away.
All
Yeah,
right.
but we need
So,
to know what your reason and your security total is. Do you have your card there?
do you have your character sheet?
On my phone.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to
Use it.
send it to me in Messenger and I can put it up?
So let me
Just
see
send
here.
it to me in Messenger and I can pull it up here so I can tell you what you've got.
All right.
I'm
So,
on a way to find it in Messenger.
oh, Jesus, never mind.
No, don't worry.
Lads, you really need to have this stuff like to hand or on your desktop or something.
Well, I had it on my computer, like so.
So what is your computer on? Yeah.
No, it's on my phone. I was going to use the computer and use my stats on my phone, if you know what I mean. It's not on my
You can have
computer, no.
You can have a different window and just shrink and raise the window onto your taskbar, Jerry. Right?
I'm trying to do that. I'm still unable to log in, John.
Do you not remember your password?
Well, I think he gave it to me.
It won't even let me get to the login stage. It's just the computer is down, like.
What? That doesn't make sense, Jerry.
The computer going slow.
When I click on the login, it
Yeah.
won't let me log in.
Is it just spiraling? Is it because you've is
Yeah,
no,
it's spooling, yeah.
right? Okay. All right. So let me just
I
see
got
if
no
I have
Wi-Fi
your...
on my phone, so there should be plenty of Wi-Fi there, so I don't
All
know.
right. So while we've been yakking, Jerry, I found your character sheet. So Jerry's reason and security is 12.
12. Okay, I'll roll for Jerry. 2d20,
Is it
target
for
number 12. Here we go.
Whoop, whoop. One success for Jerry. So
Yay!
So the people who have got the most successes out of that where it was Pat, no successes for Anne, and 2 for Zap. So you guys, as you're having a discussion, you guys use reason and remember that there is a rule for this called the Temple Prime Directive,
Mm-hmm.
in which you are bound by Starfleet to not break the temporal prime directive.
More guidelines than actual rules. Okay, well, could we hide a file in the Cuchulain's computer? So we have to get the Cuchulain somehow or other. That would open on a certain date, say just immediately before the chronoton wave. We'd have to have
Still,
a plan.
that's
That'd
still
be
breaking.
the prime directive.
Yeah.
You're still breaking the temporal
Yeah.
prime directive.
We
Yeah,
have
but
to
if
go back to
prevent
where we
us
came
from
from, or we
going
have to hide.
We have to hide?
Because
Yeah, we'll find ourselves a place and stay out of history's way.
As per Star Trek First Contact.
First contact.
Yeah.
Or we could try and get back in a sort of quiet
How?
way.
All right, so what do you guys want to do in this particular?
Well, you see, there's going to be some kind of sensors everywhere on this ship and everywhere in planet Utopia Planitia that recognizes that we are currently somewhere we're not supposed to be, because we're all four of us.
If
just after-
chronoton particles shifted us here, we have to find chronoton particles to bring us back.
How are we going to find them? We're outside, so either we steal the ship that we're on and go back to a place where we have to wait for what?
There is
6 months?
There is precedent for stealing ships.
We could go to a science lab and MacGyver up something.
Really? Have you got a load of toilet roll inserts available?
A bit of stick, a
Seeing
bit
as
of
how
chewing
we've
gum,
been-
pipe
seeing
cleaner.
as
Seashells?
chewing gum.
Seeing as how we've been dealing with Bajoran so much, and we actually know where. Oh no, that is. I was going to say we know where the wormhole is. Could we sort of get the prophets to help us? But that would kind of violate the directive as well.
They don't work in linear time. Time is not linear for them.
Exactly.
So-
Could they sort of drop us off?
And technically, we
Yes,
don't know
yes,
about
yeah.
the prophets and that yet.
Technically, we don't
Yeah,
In
so
this
we'd kind of break the directive there too.
ourselves. Right. So I vote for steal a ship.
You would.
What?
What? What you say?
All right. Okay, so you're going to attempt to steal the USS Nova from a space dock.
And we're going to go
Well,
to convenient town.
stealing is such an ugly word. I'm saying borrow it for 6
Oh,
months.
yeah. We're just borrowing it. Like, just taking it for a spin. A premature
what?
test drive.
But
And we'll come back in reverse and it'll wind the odometer back.
Yeah. Yeah. Who wants to be Ferris Bueller? So yeah.
All right, so you're going to
breach would it be?
so you're going to
if we-
steal the USS Nova, and where are you going with
No,
the USS
no.
Nova?
Hang on, Pat has an idea.
How
We'll have
much
to
of
go
a
to
breach-
Felina too, because that's where it all started.
Yeah.
That's when we know
Back to the
the
planet.
metric stuff.
But how much of a breach would it be if we enlisted our other selves for assistance?
But we
That's
don't
not
have to run
breaking
ourselves
the
to do it.
temporal prime directive because
Uh,
we're not telling them
That'll be a
anything
time.
about
That's a
the future.
time paradox. You can't. That's a time paradox.
Why?
Because your characters, you guys,
Because
is the first
if
time
we
you're
didn't know
experiencing
about it beforehand, we can't know about it afterward.
Yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
it's not just because we
We don't know about it, so it
twice
didn't
as many dice rolls for everybody now.
You can't meet
If
yourselves
you
unless
tell
know
me
you've
of
met
something that's going to
yourselves
happen
already.
next week, I'm not going to know anything about it. You tell me I'm going to win the lotto next Wednesday night, I'm not going to know anything about it. So that's a time paradox.
That's a good point. At some stage, we need to buy lotto tickets.
Yeah, that's right. On all Earth lotteries.
Starfleet Lotto.
Okay, well,
There's a universe out there.
Right. So if
The,
we're on the bridge, we need to make sure that the ship is empty, bar us. Then lock it
We
down.
scan for the life form, so
and run
we
away.
roll for that.
Is that?
The Monty Python maneuver.
Yeah. Is that?
Run away.
just one thing: is the
Next lady,
Nova
come.
actually ready to roll? She's still
Yeah.
in space dock.
Is she ship? Is she
Space-worthy.
space-worthy?
Well,
Ship-worthy.
that's the thing, is she?
We'll have to find out.
Well,
That's
let's
what
do
I'm
it.
saying.
Yeah.
Let's check and scan and things like that.
Okay.
Right,
Don't ask me.
everybody go to the consoles
Your
and have a
go,
go.
and your go, and your go. Zap, you need to make sure she's space worthy, so you need to actually roll for the piloting thingy.
And I'll roll for the weapons thingy.
Oh yeah, listen, Pat Cannell will be.
And can somebody roll for the engineering thingy for me?
Oh,
Yeah.
so-
Now, we actually have an engine. We can't go anywhere without an engine,
And a
guys.
silicone. Okay, he's got down a silicone gun.
yeah, we have to make sure we have that stuff in stock. Gold is that.
So would this be?
Anybody got diesel, lads? Yeah.
No, we're still on steam power here.
I'd have to say you'd have to make sure you had some dilithium crystals on board.
Okay, so Zap needs to know if it's flight worthy, if it's
So,
space worthy.
would that be
Jerry
control?
needs to know if it's actually prepped for flight. Engineering. The engines are ready to go. Pat needs to know if security, if we're the only people on board and the ship can be secured. How are we going to get Sisko and Paris off?
Well, we just wait for them to walk off because they're just doing a tour.
Could we not take them with
But
us?
have they seen us? That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I assume they would have turned around and said, "Hey, you, what are you doing on my fucking ship? Get off."
That is true. Well,
Yeah, I don't think that's the way Admiral say it. Yeah.
It could have been that, we were kind of blinky phasey in the background as they were walking off, and they didn't notice us because they were.
Okay, so we need to basically find usable stations.
So if they're gone, there's no one else on the bridge. Hopefully.
How do we know?
Well,
There's only you four on the bridge. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Cisco.
Cisco and Admiral Paris went out the door and headed to the observation lounge.
At which point I turned around to Pat and, I expected him to be taller.
Steal the ship.
Can we just tell Cisco there's a baseball game on somewhere? That'll get rid of him.
That's a good idea, Pat. That's a great idea.
And
Jake wants to go fishing.
Lock them in with the controls off.
Do what the Binars did to Riker.
There's a point. We're not actually. No, we had the Chronoton wave. We're not stuck in a holiday.
We're not stuck in a holiday. It was a different episode. And no is the answer.
Okay.
To that.
So let's move things along here. So how exactly are you going to steal the USS Nova? How are you going to get it?
Stealing is an ugly word. We're borrowing.
Out of the Sol system, out of sector 001.
Okay.
Well, stealing the Nova is like 10 out of 10 for style, but maybe we should go for like a runabout or a shuttle, something a little bit more.
Is there anything in the vicinity that would get us back to where we need to go?
Yeah.
Well, take it that the sector that Felina 2 is in it's just beyond the Cardassian neutral zone. The Cardassians have in this particular time period is 6 months before the Cuchulain's time period, so the Cardassians still occupy Bajor. Deep Space Nine is still Terok Nor, and so as per Star Trek Deep Space Nine episodes, it's a 2-week journey on a Starfleet transport from the Sol system to the Bajoran system.
Okay,
that's on a transport.
No, we're taking the Nova.
Yeah, I think.
And the reason we're taking the Nova is
Tempest Fusion.
Yeah, not only that, but we're going to need to be going straight into a firefight.
No, because if we get there first, they won't be there.
Still assuming everything works on this ship, we have to establish that. Yeah,
we have 6 months to get it working. Once we steal it,
I thought we just did. And we need to roll for that. So yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
we need to. We're jumping ahead to the point where we're telling him the story so he can actually put roadblocks in our way. Let's not do this monologue. Let's get the ship out of space dock first.
That's not the games master role. He helps searchers and encourages. John, have I mentioned how handsome you're looking today?
Would you like my new?
Just make sure the replicators work. I want no more licorice. Yeah,
I think these undershirts really go well with the costumes, with the jackets.
Are you coming to destination, by the way?
No, I'm not going to destination.
No. Anyway,
it's a bit too early with Delta variants and stuff like that. It's all well and good to be meeting people here in Ireland. However, it's a bit too dodgy in the UK. I know one guy who came over from New Zealand recently, landed in the UK, and subsequently 4 days later got the Delta variant.
Ouch. Wow. I hope he's okay.
Oh, he's fine now, but that was only 3 or 4 weeks ago. So
had he had his vaccination though, or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was vaccinated and all. But vaccination doesn't mean that you don't get it. Vaccination means that you're not going to go to hospital.
Yeah, it's not as bad. Yeah, no, I was just wondering because from New Zealand, I think they're a bit behind. Anyways,
yeah. So back to stealing the ship.
Okay, so I'll do a scan and see if there's anyone else aboard.
So
yeah.
We need shields and we need to monitor the comms traffic, and we need to get the engines up and running.
One step at a time.
And pilot needs to steer with the helm.
First, we need to find out if we're alone on the ship.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that's
still think we need to find out if we're alone on the ship, exactly.
That's security.
So can I run an internal scan and see?
You can run an internal scan. So I'm not going to make you roll for that. That's just you just know how to do it. So you notice that there are various engineering teams on board. They're NCOs in dotted around in various parts of the ship, and mostly in engineering. You see that there's two life forms in the observation deck. But you notice that all the science labs are empty. There's barely any scientific equipment on board. There's no. You see that this particular ship has no torpedoes. She has some launchers, but she has no ordnance on board. And
phasers.
So even though the phaser strips are there, it doesn't seem that the phase coils are connected to the EPS power system. So while the phasers are physically there, they don't seem to be actually connected to the energy system that would allow them to fire. The engines, Jerry is looking on his console and he sees that the engines are functioning. The impulse engines are perfect. There's nothing wrong with the impulse engines. But the warp reactor is currently cold and offline because she's sitting in dry dock. So thrusters are operational. She is basically a bare ship. There's no furnishings on board. There's no beds. There's no mess hall. There's very little on the ship. Her keel has been laid. And she's got interior walls and stuff, but a lot of the major functions are arriving on Tuesday.
Okay.
Can we hang on till Tuesday, so?
Can we do an external scan of Utopia Planitia to find a better ship?
You can scan go ahead, Anne. See how far you can scan.
Okay, what do I need to do? Do I need to roll?
So a scan and sensor traits. Sensors are a sensor sweep is reason and science, and you can be assisted by the ship, which will be sensors and science for the ship.
Okay. So 2d20.
Reason and science.
Reason and science. Yeah, that gives me 13, and. Balls.
What did you get? You got a 20.
I got it.
You rolled for that because the difficulty actually, Anne, was 0. So well done. You got a momentum, but also you fucked it up. Congratulations. So as you activate the sensors, which had been previously offline, you get the assay office contacting the comm system.
Okay, I suppose we better answer.
We've been rused, lads. Anybody got a good story?
Over to you.
Yeah, you tell them the whole plan. Go right ahead.
USS Nova, this is Utopia Planitia Control Center. Respond, please.
Okay, who
What?
wants?
This
USS
is
Nova,
Nova.
this is Utopia Planitia Control Center. Respond, please.
Yeah, I'm just going to dive on control center. This is the Nova. Go ahead.
Nova, this is Control Center. Identify yourself, please.
Engineering Team Beta conducting a sensor test. We had a slight spike there, so we're just in the process of shutting it down.
Okay, Nova. Just be careful with the amount of power you put through the systems. You guys know how you guys know how new that ship is. You send them too much down those relays, you're going to blow some systems and put us off schedule. Be more careful in the future.
Roger that. We'll shut her down and start over.
Control center out.
Damn, you're good. Damn, you're good. Yeah, exactly. That was my next choice. It was the Riker maneuver. Yeah, he sat on the controls.
we lost Jerry again, unfortunately. Poor Jerry.
We haven't lost him. He's in an escape pod. He's had enough.
He's had enough. He's running for the hills. Right. So, did we find out if there was a better equipped ship?
So you got one success. It was a difficulty of 0. So you notice that you're in the orbital section of Mars, where there are multiple ships in various dry docks. You see that up on the list, you see that there are a number of other Nova class starships in the surrounding area. Next door is a ship labeled the USS Cuchulain, Nova 002. Beside the Cuchulain, you see another ship. Then you see the Nightingale, which is class Nova 003. Beside that, again, you see the USS Equinox, class Nova 004. And beside that again, with just a very, or you see that the Equinox is basically a skeleton. She's just a space frame. She's got no cladding. She's just got the support structures of the internal areas. She doesn't have. She's got no warp engines attached. No deflector dish, no nothing. And beside that, again, you see the very beginnings of another Nova class starship, the USS Lionheart.
Okay, so
the Nova, the one we're on, is the one that's furthest along. She's the closest to being ready to
yeah. The Nova is actually space worthy. The rest of them aren't.
Right. What about any other smaller class of ship that are fully functional and operational?
The Nova is the smallest ship.
Anything bigger?
There's plenty bigger, but the rest of them are, at the moment.
There's only 4 of us then.
You want us to steal the Nova. Well, the only thing we have, and I can honestly say this, guys, hand on my heart, if we manage to steal the Nova, we have 6 months to get her to a point where she will actually be ready to take over from the original Cuchulain, who has just been blasted out by the Chromaton wave.
And if it doesn't work, I always get Paris's autograph when we're in the stockade.
On a plate.
Yeah. I want to get Sisko's
Paris now. It's Admiral Paris, not Tom Paris.
No, that's his dad.
Yes.
Tell him his son needs him.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay, well,
we have to beam the people off.
No, wait until the shift ends. Find somewhere to hide and wait until the shift ends.
But they probably berth on the ship rather than go home.
No, they won't, because they're not under any pressure, because they only do if they only do one shift. It's not a war footing, so why would they have 24-hour shifts?
Well, to get underway,
still a space doctor. He doesn't need a crew all the time.
Yeah,
but it's
we wait. And it's spot on. We wait.
They have to go on board to respond if something happened.
What?
There's always
there'll be a minimal crew on board.
Well, then you're going to have to go down to the transport deck and find a side-to-side transport for all of them.
Or we could engineer some sort of an emergency, catastrophic emergency. Remember, like in the binars, and have everybody evacuate the ship.
Fire the pack cannon at the USS Cuchulain. We get to destroy the USS Cuchulain, cause a diversion, and then slip away.
You all cease to exist.
Yeah, but that would give the game
ship
away.
that got you into the system.
Yeah.
Anne's desperate to make a paradox.
Yeah.
I like a paradox.
Anne is desperate.
Yeah, but that would give the game away.
I want to give Alpha Ship the headache.
I don't know.
Okay, right, fine. Pick the one with that's least. The Equinox. Let's go with the Equinox.
The Equinox has no warps and bells.
The Nova's one we have to take.
The Nova's going to take.
To cause a diversion, I'm talking fire on it.
There's no torpedoes and you've no phasers.
If we're saying, you said there were lots of bigger ships in the area as well. Presumably they're functional, so we're going to be chased. We're not going to get a head start.
And don't forget, the Nova can only go warp 8.
Okay.
So if we steal the ship, the idea is actually not to go anywhere.
Hype, I don't know who that
I
is.
don't like the word steal.
Pablo C.
I don't like the word steal. That means we want to keep it. Borrow.
Yeah, I know, but like if we do the non-stealing thing, there's nothing we can do at the moment. We can wait until it's fully functional.
So while you guys are having to think about that, Pablo C is asking, hi guys, are there any Trek conventions in this country? Well, if you're talking about Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, the only Trek-centric get-togethers are with our crew here and the extended USS Cuchulain crew, which is our Christmas party is in the Teachers Club at 26 Parnell Square on December 4th. 2021. That is our next get together. It's a small venue and a small group of good friends and a good crew. So that is the only Star Trek get together. It's not really a convention. Other than that, in Ireland, you would have Dublin Comic Con is one of the in March and August when there's no pandemics, and then various people are doing events around the country. To varying degrees of success. So, so just look out on that. Join us on our Facebook page, USS Cuchulain, Irish Star Trek Fan Club, on Facebook, and you'll see all the announcements for when they're coming up and the chat there.
When was it launched?
So I hope that answers your question, Pablo, and thank you for joining us. Thanks for keep watching, see what the guys do, and see if they can actually, steal the ship. All right, so let's move it along and tell me exactly what your plan is to steal the USS Nova from dry dock.
Okay, here's a radical idea. Let's steal it by not stealing it.
Okay, so how are you not going to steal it?
That's a good idea.
Let's disappear, the four of us, for
Disappear.
3 months until it's ready to leave space dock.
Okay,
Then we're supposed to be on it.
Wait, and that's a great plan, but we don't have 3 months. So what are you going to do?
Well, could we
Fast forward?
Could we get into the base computer? This is kind of an elaborate one, and plan some sort of an order that the Cuchulain.
You mean like the central computer? That's a good idea.
Yeah, and plan some sort of an order that the Cuchulain is to be, towed to the far end of the yard and is going into mothballs or something, and then we could sort of quietly steal her when there's nobody looking at us.
Putting a brand new ship into mothballs.
Yeah, no, that's
Well,
wrong.
that she's gone
But
to
it was
a lower priority, that they're shifting to a different ship.
So you're going to delay the production of the Cuchulain.
We're already talking about stealing her. I mean, delaying is.
Sam?
You're on the Nova, by the way. You're not on the Cuchulain.
Sorry,
You're on the Nova.
John.
I'm contributing. I'm just spitballing.
Is there any way to create a false chromaton field that would use the transporters to transport us to the same bridge, same place, but 3 months forward or 6 months forward?
So the calculations to create a space-time jump of that magnitude would take Spock, or Scotty, and you don't have them. So new plan.
But surely they left itemized instructions on how to do their maths. Really?
So as you'll remember from Star Trek and the later Star Trek
Let's
movies,
do a holodeck where we get them and we get them to figure it all out, and then we okay.
Okay, so you just want to go in and sit and have coffee with Scotty and Spock.
I really do with Spock. I'd love it.
You just want to figure out temporal transwarp beaming.
Yes, that's
Okay.
what I like.
Yep.
So
Could we do that?
no, we're not going to
Could
do
we do-
that because you don't have the.
Could we not
facilities
keep it
to
simple,
space.
guys, right?
What do you want,
Sorry,
Jerry?
John. Could we not keep it simple, guys, right? Just start the engines and run like hell.
Yeah, I like
We'd be
Jerry's
caught
plan.
before we left.
The only hinges we're going to get caught pretty sharp.
We've already said the
And we've
signal
no
already. So there's no
weapons.
something
What's the
else.
point of stealing the ship with no weapons?
We shouldn't really fire on another Federation ship anyway.
Well, no, but I was planning on getting
Unless
there,
we really
waiting
wanted
6 months,
to.
and then coming around the planet when they were least expecting it and hitting those bloody Cardassians.
Well, temporal prime directive thing.
Don't care.
You have to.
Well, we can only
I
work
haven't
with
heard
what we
of it
have,
yet.
man, so we have to come up with a better idea than that.
I'm the reason for it. I don't have to actually abide by it.
Pat. So
I
Pat, if Pat make a presence and engineering.
7 and 3.
Roll.
I think 9, 10. It's not great. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's not going to be great. Oh.
One success. Okay, that's all you needed. So, Pat, as you're thinking through the plans, you figure that the plan that you had to plant an order into the central system to put the Cuchulain in mothballs. You say, well, why don't we do that with central control of the Utopia Planitia? Excuse me, and just plant an order that you need to test the engines by running the Nova around the Sol system for a few hours.
Damn, I'm glad I thought of that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do it. Take it for a spin.
All right. So, tell me how you're going to do this plan that I just handed you. I mean, that Pat came up with.
That you didn't plan all along. Okay.
Okay.
Because
Well,
we were just having too much fun.
which of us has the best chance of successfully hacking into the base computer?
Okay. What is it, first and foremost? The attributes needed.
Gonna guess something.
Daring for a start, anyway, I think.
What would we be talking, John? Would it be something in engineering? Would it? Or...
I have computer expertise as a talent.
Well, there you go.
It'd be like the World War II fighter pilots. They want to take it to test the a flight test, test the undercarriage test, that sort of thing.
Okay, what would be required to make that a command that would actually sit?
I think Zap is looking like our best choice. He's got computer.
And
I
Admiral
have
Paris
shipboard
wants the
tactical
engines
systems
tested.
and computers
Admiral Paris wants the engines tested.
as well.
Take it for a test run.
Okay, what's required, Jana?
So you have two choices here. You can either try and embed a command by hacking into the central command system, or you can attempt to convince the control operator at central command, that Utopia Planitia control center, that this is a necessary engineering task. So which do you want to do? Do you want to hack the computer, or do you want to try and convince him?
Hack the computer.
I hack the computer better
I think hacking might make it a bit more official if we can
because
do
the
it.
other person could keep asking questions like, "What's your?"
Oh yeah, and we're hopeless when anybody asks us questions. We tell them everything.
Despite my stellar bluff, I don't think I can do it again.
And all we have to do is kind of lean into the camera menacingly, and we give away.
Yeah, we're done. We're going straight to
Straight to space jail. No Facebook's for you.
We're going to have company. Oh, sorry, wrong universe.
So Admiral O'Shea is going. Any excuse for a pleasure cruise around the Sol system, huh? And so it's like, you're off for a joyride.
Yeah.
So okay. So you're going to Zap, explain to me exactly how you're going to hack the control center, Utopia Planitia control center computer to allow you guys to dock or to disembark without too many complications.
Well, we'd have to go into the itinerary and put it into the scheduling for the Nova.
Right.
There for whenever we want today's star date. To put this on the list of the itinerary that we're going to power up the engines, the warp core, the whole lot, and just take her out for a little systems test in free flight.
Well, you need to make sure that it's our names that are assigned to the various tasks, like you on helm, Jerry in engineering, Pat on security, and I'm on comms. So you need to embed that in the routine or in the.
So the crew on board will be able to help us rather than hinder us.
Yeah.
Although, if we did that, might they not kind of figure and kind of say, wait a minute, Pat, he's assigned to such and such, and what are they doing over here?
Well, we can put ourselves as temporarily detached.
Reassigned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
All right.
technically,
So you go. You're going to go and try and construct that mission. So Zap, what is? So you've got a computer specialty, and your computer specialty gives you what exactly?
it just says computer expertise.
Right. Okay. So that means that you can
Be
type in
good for programming and stuff along those kind of lines.
So just to answer Pablo's question, Pablo's a new viewer out there on the YouTubes, probably the first episode that he's logged into. So Pablo, we're playing Star Trek Adventures, which is from Modifius Games. Get out of the shadow there. So yeah, this is what we're playing. This is our 10th episode. We've played over 24 hours with 2 shifts. This is beta shift. This is a role-playing game, so we play with dice and stuff like that. So these particular episodes are dedicated to just this game. The game was originally written based off a mission that was given to our ship that was mentioned in Una McCormack's book, the autobiography of Captain Catherine Janeway. And on page, is it 34, guys? There's a page 74?
Yeah,
34?
It's
One of those pages.
60 or 70.
We got a mention. The crew, the ship got a mention, and we got a new character, Lieutenant Flora Christopher. She's currently on the planet where Alpha Shift are an away team. So this is what
she will be in 6 months' time.
She will be in 6 months' time. We don't particularly play trivia games on this particular run of episodes, but if that's something you'd like to see, let us know. I'm sure the XO, who's Frank, in the XO chat, would be delighted to hear some suggestions, and so would Admiral O'Shea, Alan O'Shea, who is the head of the ship. So Facebook user, who is Alan O'Shea himself, who still, 6 months later hasn't given StreamYard permission to see who he is. So Alan says it's page 74 of Captain Catherine Janeway's autobiography by Una McCormack is where we get our mention. So that's what I wrote a whole adventure based off one little mention on one page in an autobiography, because we actually spoke to Una in person. You can also go onto our YouTube channel and see the interview.
Amazing interview.
Una. We also have an amazing interview with a good friend of mine, another author who writes an awful lot of Star Trek and so forth, and it's James Swallow. James Swallow. You can go and go check that out on our YouTube channel. So, as I was chatting away to Pablo there, the guys, what do you? What does your computer stuff do? Does it give you reduce your difficulty?
Focus.
And hello to Pablo's dad, Brian. How you doing, Brian? Thanks for watching us. It's great to have a couple. We'd love to know where you guys are. Are you guys in Ireland? Whereabouts in the country are you? Let us know in the comments there. Shout out to you guys and thanks very much for interacting. We love when people actually chat to us. So Zap, you're going into the computer core. You're accessing the computer. You're going to type in the orders. So your specialty of computers there would give you a reduction in difficulty. Would I be correct?
I think so. I'm just trying to look that up now.
What's it under?
So
can one of us give him a hand?
Yeah,
of course you can. Somebody can assist him. Yeah. So that would record.
Computers as well.
You would roll single dice instead of 2 dice to help Zap.
Okay.
You have a focus on computers.
I have.
So Anne has a focus on computers, which would reduce her difficulty as well. So what you would do is...
And a technical expertise, which is a talent as well.
Technical expertise, okay. So you can use one or the other.
Computers if it assists you.
So I have a talent of a mean right hook, so if it's any help, I can punch the computer.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that at all. Change for communications tasks, signals, high link frequencies, everything minor actions. Helm, navigation, base of attack pattern, maneuvers, assist, override. Computers. So I'm going to make a.
I don't know that one.
I wasn't talking to you, computer. And Yes, so I'm just going to say off the top of my head, which is probably not right, but I'm going to say it is because you have computer specialty.
Computer expertise. When you attempt a task that involves the programming or study of a computer system, you may add a bonus D20 to your pool.
There you go. So you get a bonus D20. Very good.
Yay, goes up.
So you are going to roll. You're going to have insight and engineering.
Insight and engineering.
All right, insight and engineering for that roll. If anybody else knows better, who's talking to us? Alan O'Shea says computer skill is playing Tetris, and Declan Mina says hello, Declan, how are you? And to Pablo and Brian, our new watchers, hello down in Athlone. Yeah, welcome along. Thanks for joining us in the feed.
Admirals, what do they know?
My insight and engineering is only 10.
Mine's 13.
Okay, so one or other of you can do the roll, and the other can assist.
And also on assist.
And I have computers as well, so as a focus.
Okay, so your difficulty will be reduced from 2 to 1.
Okay.
So you need one success.
I only need one success.
Yes.
So and it's 13. Do you want me to go ahead, Zap?
Yeah.
So hang on, are you rolling 2 dice or
3?
2 dice, because you'll have to spend momentum if you want. You can roll 3 dice, but you'd have to spend the momentum.
Okay.
no.
No, you get one if you have
Computers.
the computer expertise.
So you have 3 dice.
Yeah, I have
3 dice.
computers as a focus.
Is that the same as you, Zap?
No, mine is computer expertise rather than just
Mine
computer.
says focus computers and shipboard tactical systems, which is a separate one. But
Okay.
computers, I don't know. Where did
So-
you find that one?
So guys, you need to have all your focuses and stuff like synopsized on the back of a sheet or something.
Oh yeah, I have them there, but I don't have what it means.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You need to have that, because I don't know everything off the top of my head. So focuses. Where are the focuses? So because they much as this is a great game, finding stuff in the book.
Yeah, it's
the index isn't great. So.
Yeah,
Right.
We have to make you work though, John.
Computer expertise, which is a talent, and yours is a focus. Right. So 138. 138. And 138. Right, so I am just going to computer expertise, science plus requirement science plus 2. Whenever you attempt a task involve program, which is a computer, add D20. That's just the expertise. It's not the focus.
Okay.
So you will have to spend the momentum to get an extra dice.
So what you want to do, Zap? Do you want to take it and roll 3 dice with it, because it's only a focus of 1 and our difficulty of 1?
I'll take it and go with the 3 dice and see if we can.
Perfect.
So you didn't do that.
So you're spending a momentum using the
No,
extra.
mine is the computer expertise. I get the extra
dice.
You get the extra
But you've got your reduced number is 10. Okay, cool. Sweet.
Yeah.
All right, off you go.
Okay.
I know I need to roll.
Spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch.
Careful now, children are watching.
Oh yes, you got it.
So well done. You got 1 success. So barely.
Yay.
Okay, so with your computer expertise, even though your score was lower than anticipated, you successfully managed to hack into the Utopia Planitia command center's central computer and embed an order that you, as the senior crew, need to take the Nova out of space dock and take her on a test cruise for her engines. All right. You've embedded in that the Nova, by regulation standard, is not allowed to exit the Sol system, but a star system is pretty damn big. So you start booting up the ship, and so the ship is yours. What are you going to do? So how are you going to do this?
Joyriding.
Let's go to Ryza.
Let's take it slowly now for a minute. Let's not arouse suspicion.
Give her a test.
Take her out, Mr. Zap.
Take her out. Release docking clamps. Yeah. Ahead one
off
turn.
the handbrake.
Take her out.
And
All
the
right.
external handbrake.
So guys, so what I'd like you guys to do is I'd like you guys to do this properly without having to roll. So call out all the commands that you would need to exit space dock.
Oh God.
Okay.
So Jerry,
prepare for departure.
Jerry, you're in charge. You're in the command of the Nova now. You're in the center seat. So this is you guys are now taking the Nova out, and you need to make all the calls to the crew, not only on the bridge but throughout the ship. Okay, away you go.
Okay, we need to tell everybody.
I'll make a shipwide announcement.
Yeah, we need to empty.
So Jerry, you open and open comms for shipwide.
Comms are open. Shipwide comms open.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Attention all crew. This is Captain Lynch of the USS Nova. By order of Starfleet, we are taking this ship for its first test drive around the solar system. Okay, this will be a short spin. Okay.
You need to tell
release.
Jerry, you need to tell any unnecessary staff to leave.
Just about to. Attention will all unnecessary staff please depart the ship and head to the nearest transporter. Okay, Zap. Release that. Prepare for departure.
Okay, it takes a few minutes. You allow the engineering crews to start heading towards the relevant transporters on the ship and shuttlecraft.
Have to with internals, Candace, make sure that everybody is off. That shouldn't be there, including us.
All right. So, okay, it seems that all the engineering crews have left the ship. The last shuttle has departed, and the bay doors are closing.
Has
okay, is that
Sisko left?
Departure?
Okay, I'm going to power up the engines. If everyone's off, detach all umbilicals.
Yeah. Okay.
Unhook
Back or
the-
out, one total pulse.
No.
Unhook the little floaty guys in the spacesuits out washing the windows.
Make sure all work bees have disengaged from the ship and have
Retract all moorings, clear all space around us.
Okay.
Once that happens, then we'll stick her into first gear. Ease off the brakes.
Bring her up. No, bring her about first. We don't do anything in reverse.
You're in dry dock. If you bring her about, you're going to crash.
Maneuvering thrusters first.
Maneuvering thrusters.
No, we're going straight out.
What?
Straight
Have
out.
you been in space dock?
I'm sorry, I'm thinking of Deep Space Nine. Sorry, guys.
Jono said at the
Okay.
start it was the spidery one, so you can only go one way.
Okay.
Never stopped us before.
How did it get in? Yeah, but how did it get in, though? Yeah.
Okay, so
Well,
I
ahead, at your convenience, Zap, ahead 1/3.
1/3 what?
Impulse.
On Anne's communication board, you start getting a communication flashing up. It's Utopia Planitia command center.
Captain, Utopia Planitia are hailing us. Do we respond, or are we having comms issues?
2 points.
Please say comms issues.
We'll just
Respond.
slow down to
Respond.
They're just going to tell us we're speeding.
Respond.
Respond.
Okay, and
Yes.
Anne opens hailing frequencies.
Hailing frequencies open, Captain.
The spry lieutenant at the command center goes, Cuchulain, I see you're underway. I must remind you that regulation state thrusters.
Our apologies, Captain.
Our apologies. We're doing a test drive. Apologies, Lieutenant. Twist your thrusters.
Reduce.
I hit the thrusters
now.
button, but the engines came on, so that's one thing on the snag list. Thanks for telling us.
We are smart.
We make ship go.
We fly ship good.
Okay, so without scraping the hull off the side of the
Oh,
clock,
lads, that's got to leave a mark.
You suddenly
I want the big helmet.
2 points on your space license. Yes, there you go, Brad. Everyone gets a speeding ticket.
Yes, my first one this year.
As you leave space dock and you attempt to come out with impulse engines, immediately you get reprimanded by Utopia Planitia Command Center and told to slow the fuck down.
Hey, we're stealing a spacecraft.
What do you expect us to
Speeding ticket
do?
is small potatoes.
So maybe not draw so much attention to.
Listen, if you're gonna go big or go home.
You're gonna go.
Well, if you go too fast, there will be
Right, slow it down, Zap.
Okay.
Slow down. You're going too fast.
So you
Are we going
cruise.
to drive it this Miss Daisy method? So yeah. Okay.
So you cruise out of space dock. Music, a big fanfare of music by Jerry Goldsmith. It happens as you
Ryanair
slowly
departure
exit space
sequence
dock.
initiated.
You see along the side a guy in a spacesuit just doing this as you pass by.
We're all waving to him. It's like, beta shift.
So as this guy is waving to him, you guys are all standing at the port window going.
I don't think he's waving. I think he's actually lost his umbilical and he's just out there, help.
We're going, see you next time, mate.
We'll get you on the way back. We can only go in one direction.
Maintenance crew 12. I wasn't expecting
Hop
you to be leaving now.
Hop on, for God's sake.
There's still 4 deck plates that haven't been put siliconed into place.
I will send Pat out with the
Someone
gun
send
later.
for Pat Conran, please.
He's never where he's supposed to be.
So Pat, you have to go back out the airlock in your spacesuit and fix the deck plates of the USS Nova now.
Do not hand him a silicone gun.
I like silicone. Silicone is our friend.
If you want to know what that in joke is, you'll have to go back and watch episode.
Watch the last episode.
Episode 6 or something. Or was that the 7-hour?
The marathon one that we didn't.
That was the unaired beta shift pilot. Sorry, can't go back and watch that one.
Oh,
Okay.
lost to the annals of time.
Yeah, that would have been good though.
Like we are.
Yeah. So you cruise out, and as you come out of dry dock, you turn and on one side of
Flip
you,
off the Admiral.
you see all lined up various stages of construction on the other ships of
And
the
you go.
Nova class line. So and
Here's the ship.
stands from a console and salutes as you pass the Cuchulain.
Be seeing you 6 months, mate.
The Cuchulain, the Equinox, the Nightingale, and the Lionheart. And
So emotional.
the Star Trek Cuchulain music, which hasn't been composed yet, plays as you watch all the Nova class starships pass by. All right. So as you so you start exiting. So once you're clear of Utopia Planitia space lanes, control center comes online, beeps again onto the comms panel.
How are you?
Planitia thingy back on again. Jerry, Captain, yoke, thingy. That thing is
Go ahead.
blinking. Light is shining.
Yeah,
Sorry.
excellent.
My
This,
apologies.
USS Nova. This is
Starfleet on finger 2.
USS Nova. This is Utopia Planitia Command Center. You are clear of Utopia Planitia dockyard space. You are clear and free to navigate in the Sol system. You watch yourselves out there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Felicia. You have a good day now. Thank you. Right, guys.
It's ours.
Okay, right, now what?
What do we do now?
Now take it to 1/3 of impulse.
Okay.
Yeah,
You can
we have to give her a
Set a
bit of
course.
to see what she'll do.
We have to set a course and see how fast we can get there.
We need a plan.
No, just
What's the plan?
I'll set a course for Pluto. We'll take our time and we'll give the ship a little shakedown. See what the
Yeah,
engine.
One
so
third
the
impulse. Let's hit the
Sol
Pluto, yeah.
sensors can
Yeah,
record.
see what the engines will do. You guys to check out the rest of the systems.
Okay, so Jerry needs
Yeah.
to do engines. We need to do security and
Yes,
comms.
weapons.
So full systems check, guys.
Full system check. Okay, everyone
Full
just
systems
roll.
check.
Everyone roll their insight.
John, I still can't roll.
No, we
You'll
do.
have to
We'll
roll
do it
for
for
me.
you.
You will do that for you. What do you say? Insight and what?
Insight and security.
Insight.
Oh no, sorry, insight and engineering.
Insight and engineering. 2 dice. Yeah.
Yeah, always 2 dice. It's pretty. It's easy. So well done, and you bank the momentum.
Okay, here we go. 2 d20.
So Anne, what systems are you checking?
Yeah, 2 successes.
I am checking all internal sensors and external sensors for and comms.
All right. Okay. So everything in internal sensors and comms seems to be working. You notice that there are 2 life forms in the forward observation deck.
Okay.
I asked you where they gone.
And so Zap, what are you? Andrew, what are you? What are you rolling for? Pat, what are you rolling for?
Weapons and shields, basically.
So as before, nothing's changed. Everything seems to be pretty stable. Weapons are offline. Deflector shields are available, and standard defensive shields are only available at a low power rating.
Okay.
You've got
So
she's built for navigation, and that's it.
Right.
Okay.
So
Zap, what are you rolling for?
Make sure all helm functions that she responds to controls.
All right, so she seems to be quite. She's fully functional in the old helm controls. She's in doing well. Although as you're checking systems, you notice that there's now something's happened and there's an imbalance in the warp reactor. Jerry, what systems are you checking?
All engineering systems, life support, impulse engines, and the warp drive, that we can create a warp bubble if we need to create a warp bubble.
Okay. All
it's
right.
operating within all normal parameters.
Oh, yeah, so roll for Jerry.
Roll for Jerry there.
Okay. What are we're going for? What was it again? What's Jerry's insight and engineering?
What's your insight and engineering? Oh, I have to look that up, don't I?
Yeah.
Insight and engineering is 14 for Jerry. Good score
okay.
there.
14. Okay, here we go.
1 success and a 20.
120. Oh god.
So, Jerry and Zap, you both check out the engines and the EPS power flow systems and the deflector control, and you don't particularly spot that there's anything wrong. The ship seems perfectly spaceworthy.
But there's something wrong. I know that look. I know that look.
Didn't we just find there was an imbalance in the warp core?
Pablo has a question.
Yeah, we haven't run her up to warp power yet.
Oh, Pablo's just asking for asking questions that are outside the realm of the game. But do you guys want the Abrams film series to continue? I'd be happy if the film series continued. If
yes, I want another one. I want another one. There's another story in there.
There's another few stories in there. I'd happily watch that.
I'd happily watch it.
Yeah, Beyond was my favorite, but I do enjoy them. I think the second one was a derivative, and well, it's a decent enough movie and it's fun. I prefer Beyond, so 2001, 2009, and Beyond.
Beyond are my favorites too.
So you guys, so you're cruising away. You've set course for Pluto.
Guys.
Yes.
Just a moment. Mm-hmm. Can we get the 2 life forms on observation deck transported back to Utopia Planitia, please?
What's the thought? Are they there for a reason? Eh?
I did ask where they gone.
We did check where they gone.
Can we just assume that they went off when we told everybody to get off?
They obviously had their comms turned off because it was a ship-wide announcement. They should have been aware of it.
Are they there for a reason, so Anne?
Okay, well then we're going to have to interact with them and break the prime directive.
Could we just seal off the observation deck and flood it with what's the name of that stuff? Anesthesia and put them to sleep?
For
gas.
6 months. I think people would notice
They
it.
would beam them back to the thing and they wouldn't know what
Senior
happened.
officers.
Can we beam
Not
them
yet,
back from
not
this
yet,
distance?
not yet.
But if we beam them back, they'll just start an alert to say they're not supposed to be out there. And
Yeah,
we got
and then we get nowhere.
So we put them in the break.
No.
Or you just seal off the
I'm
observation
good with
deck,
that.
leave them in there. We don't have a holodeck, do we?
No. We could
Invite them to the bridge and explain what's happening because we don't know either.
temporal prime directive. We
But maybe
can't.
they know. Why did they stay there in the first place, Aaron? Why did they leave with everybody else? Why did they take off the comm badges?
They probably want to be there for the shakedown.
Let's work it out.
Okay.
They probably wanted to be there for the shakedown cruise, I suppose. If they didn't know about it.
It's an admiral and a commander. The ship has not been stolen. They have direct order the people beamed off. So the ship has not been stolen. Why are they still there?
That's the
There
point.
is a reason.
They knew the original
Do they know what we know?
Do
they know about what happened 6 months beforehand or whatever?
Well, as comms officer, I think Jerry should go and talk to them. Tell them the whole plan.
Yeah, Jerry, you're in charge.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you, Pat.
You're it.
Definitely want a phaser then.
All right, guys. So what
You
are you
can
doing?
stun them if you want, but I didn't tell you.
All right.
Okay, I suspect that they know because this would have had to have been debriefed because
Now we're
way.
all singing off the one hymn sheet.
There
for change.
there would be no way that an entire crew would know that the ship had. This has already happened. If we're on the bridge in the original ship and we go back in time, there's no way they don't know that this happened.
Exactly. Or did they stop us?
I think it's
Or did
section
they-
31 coming in. Look
Well,
at John. That's
Yeah.
the first time today.
Yeah, look at Jono's face. Look at Jono's face.
Situation where it doesn't affect linear time. Because remember, when Picard went back, he took the Enterprise to red alert, and Tasha didn't remember
Exactly.
in the different time periods.
So I don't know what you guys are doing, but
I-
you're confusing me, and I know what's going on.
Timeline.
Well, then tell us
Yeah,
what's
but
going
you're
on
not
so we
telling
don't
us.
confuse ourselves.
So
I reckon they know that they're there to help us. And I reckon we should bring them on board
How would they know, though?
and tell them what's happening.
Yeah, they know because we would have had to have been debriefed. It would be in the logs of the Cuchulain. But how would they know
There's
unless
a-
they
like,
are not?
I know we entered a false log, but there's a log of it anyway. So I
There
think
is a log.
we need to tell them, lads.
How do they know to be there?
That's what I mean. They know something that we don't know, or John knows.
Well, John knows everything. He's the games master. Hate to break it to you.
And on your console, you get another beep.
Okay, the lighty thing is flashing again, Jerry. Sorry,
Answer
Captain
it.
comms, and we are
Answer it.
being hailed.
So and you notice
What's
that
the hailing
the
frequencies?
Jupiter Patrol is hailing.
Jupiter
Yeah.
Patrol is hailing. I have one job. It's a
Well,
stupid
true.
job, but I'm going to do it. It's,
Put it through.
sorry, wrong franchise.
So you on screen, a pilot pops up in a small Peregrine class star. It's the Federation's version of a starfighter. It's just a patrol.
Does he have an
class.
Imperial helmet on?
No, he doesn't.
Sorry, wrong
No.
franchise.
So a pilot sits there in front of you and greets you and goes, Nova, this is Jupiter Patrol 2. Just checking in, making sure everything is A-OK on your flight around the solar system. We're just passing and checking in.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Jupiter Patrol.
Please,
everything's okay here.
Jerry, ask him to stand by for 2 passengers.
How do we convince them, though?
Sorry, Jupiter
Please
Patrol.
stand by.
Can you
We will
stand by
return
for
in
2
a
minutes?
He's a patrol ship. He wouldn't have room.
Would you know?
Yeah.
No, they'd be just like little single seaters.
Bowler. I
Yeah.
thought it was a shuttle. Anyway. Never mind. Yeah,
Patrol
everything's
ship.
fine.
Probably one of those weird looking cigar things that went out to try and attack the Borg cube, and it just sneezed at him and killed them all.
That's pretty much
Yeah.
it. That's Jupiter
Yeah.
Patrol.
It's perimeter defense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
All three of
we're
them.
stuck with the passengers. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. We have 2 passengers in the observation lounge. Our transporters are working. Could we put them in a pattern buffer and keep them there for a while?
That's a good idea. Actually.
You could try that. Certainly do a Scotty.
Could, but maybe not yet. Maybe not yet. We want to know why our passengers are here.
Okay. Well, should we
Why
have
does it
a
behind?
transporter lock on them before we go and talk to them?
Why?
Good.
Just in case. They
Well,
might
keep that in
cross
mind.
over stealing
Keep that
their
in
ship.
mind.
Good idea.
Okay, back to the patrol ship.
Yeah, you let him go then, I suppose. If he's no use to us, we might as well let him go.
Yeah, just tell them to keep a wide berth because it's a new ship we're trying out, and she could be a bit fluky on the old controls.
Yeah,
Plus, one of us doesn't know how to drive her. We make ship go.
And we absolutely are definitely bringing it back.
Jerry, why don't you just tell him the whole plan and we'll be grand?
Do you want the Cardassian Glyn on the comms again? What is it that you're doing?
Don't ask me, I only work here.
Jupiter Patrol, be advised that we're conducting rudimentary tests and keep a wide berth, so we're not sure how it will perform. So have a good day, and thank you.
Copy that. Copy that, Nova. Ordering a wide berth for the rest of the patrol. If there's any problems or issues, just you know where you can get us. Comms cut
Roger
out.
that. Have a good day now.
All right, you start passing by. You pass by. You do one of those fantastic conceptual art. You know, opening credit sequences passes by Jupiter. You see the large
Saturn.
the large eye of Jupiter, and just in orbit you can see the two multiple rings and the two.
We skim the top and we give them a little fart.
No,
Oh, sorry.
the
Space mushrooms.
the twin disk system of Jupiter Station, the science station, with its 3 saucers, 3 double towers of saucers. You know what Jupiter Station looks like? It's got 3 saucers on each side. With,
yeah, and you give it a wide berth because you don't want to give it a little paint job or scratch it. You know, as we're
That flagship good.
So you pass by Jupiter Station, Jupiter Science Station.
Can you do warp in the solar system?
Of course
Or
you
is
can.
that forbidden?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but I think didn't they say we weren't supposed to for the purposes of this test? So if we do,
Alright.
they're going to kind of say, "Ooh, what's going on?"
Wait, and we will wait
Well,
till we
I'm
get
gonna-
around the corner, and then we
I'm
put the
going to
goods
say
down.
to that, did you
Okay.
steal the ship or what?
That's what I was just going to say. Like, I mean, I'm falling asleep here with
I'm
that.
doing the sneaky thing. I thought it was.
Yeah,
being-
but the sneaky
What
is
are you trying to
okay.
do?
We need to know what these 2 people are doing in the bloody observation lounge.
Yeah,
Let's get them out of there.
Okay. What we're going to do now, right, is let Zap fly away, and we'll take her to warp 1 when we get far enough away so nobody arouses suspicion.
Let's ditch the people first. If we can.
Well, will you ditch the people before you do something? Come on, you've
Yeah,
literally
ditch the
spent
people.
you've spent 20 minutes talking about 2 people in the observation lounge, and you've
I'm not
done
up to talk to them. I'm done with
Okay,
this. shit.
I personally, I think we shouldn't ditch them.
Well,
I
I
think
need
they're
to
there for a
talk
reason,
about
and they're there
one
to
of
help us.
Well, we can't ditch them at this stage, but we're going to have to keep them on ice.
well. You're just passing by Jupiter Station.
So
we
Yeah,
should
we
leave them
need
there.
to. We can
Right.
beam them down there, but then they'd raise the alarm. As
The alarm's going to be raised.
Yeah.
Once we go to war.
We never get past fucking Uranus.
yeah,
for
has
God's
anybody
sake.
ever thought of actually what happens when we actually get where we're going? We're going to be 6 months early for the fight
Yeah, we just have a nap
with
first.
no
That's all
weapons.
good.
We can take our time.
Is it just me that thinks this is crazy?
Knowledge is power. So
This isn't the Kelvin universe. You don't get there in like 4 minutes.
What we're going to do?
Okay, we
live
still
with
have-
them?
you
we
have
still
to
haven't
engineer
decided
to
what we're
connect
doing
the
with the guys
phasers.
in the observation lounge.
Yeah, I know.
I think we should just beam them onto that station.
Can we beam them onto Jupiter Station?
We can beam them onto Jupiter Station.
Can we?
And
Can
run,
we
and
find
run
somewhere-
like hell.
Can
Can we
find-
wipe their minds from the last hour?
Can we find
Okay,
somewhere
well, if you
Come
wanna
on, let's keep
spend-
it simple now, guys.
Yeah, if you want to go down to the sick bay that you don't have.
Okay.
Can we beam them onto sort of the extreme end of the station, so at least it'll take them a little while to find somebody and notify them?
Yeah.
It's got their
about a
com
week.
badges. Their com badges won't
We
work.
just beam them out just beam them to outer space.
I'll just beam
And
them
nobody
off.
find them.
Yeah, that will again.
I think that's a bad idea.
Emperor Prime Directive here, people.
Yeah, just beam them off and let's
All right,
go.
so who's going to beam them off?
Let's not
Okay,
kill anybody.
What do we need? We need probably.
You don't need anything. You just need to give the order to Zap to pull in close enough to Jupiter Station
Zap,
and pull. You know, just slow down.
Yeah, 2 to beam off side to side.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So you engage the transporters in a site-to-site transport, and you they
Send them into
dematerialize and they rematerialize on Jupiter Station immediately, and your comm panel beeps, and you can see that it is Commander Sisko.
Well, I told you to beam him into the back end of a shuttle that was in mothballs. Anyway, but that's fine.
Okay.
He's got a communicator.
Greetings, Captain. What is it, Captain Admiral Sisko?
No,
Commander Sisko, you're going to answer him?
No, just hang up and go.
Just go. Just
He's
make
done.
sure.
Really?
Don't answer.
I
Just
think
go.
Anne just wants to talk to everybody.
I want to talk to everybody. I want to find out what's going
Anytime
on.
the phone rings, Anne just goes hello.
But we still have a
do.
slight problem
No,
here.
actually, do you know what? The phone rings and I go,
You know,
hello, this
what?
is Major Auntie Grace. How may I assist you?
yeah,
That's my telephone voice.
Yeah, she's a great little ship. Yeah,
Auntie Grace, can I talk to Uncle Grace?
Yeah, no, Temporal Prime Directive.
Auntie Grace.
Can't. I can't
Please
really
no
say
Uncle
too
Grace.
much, you know. But yeah. Hang on a second. I've got someone else important on the line. Yeah, hello, Starfleet Command. Yeah, this is Anne. Yeah, we're stealing the Nova. Yeah. There's a temporal thingy in the future. We need the chip.
You might want to record that for future posterity.
Hang on. It's the Office of the President of the Federation. Yes, sir. Hello. Yes, Major Grace of the US.
Oh, I love his beard. His
Stealing
beard
the
was
Nova.
lovely in Discovery.
What's that? What you're doing? You're gonna answer everybody.
We're not going to answer him.
I'm taking a leaf out of Jerry's book. But no, you're right.
Yes,
We're not going to
yes.
answer him.
But can I beam a baseball
This time,
over
no.
before we go?
We're going to run like hell.
Right. Somebody needs to put the boot down. And that would be Zap because he's flying ship
Zap,
past.
give us full
Restricted
impulse.
to impulse barrel because we never fixed the warp core.
You didn't, did
Yeah,
you?
give us full impulse.
You
You
didn't.
go full impulse. You're not going to get very far. You've just beamed an admiral and a commander off the ship. If you don't jump to the engines, you notice
Engines
that
fixed now.
you notice on the scanners, Pat. You notice that some larger vessels in the locality of the Sol system are now turning towards your position.
They're nuclear vessels.
Could we sort of they're on their way, so could we sort of say that put out a call saying that we beamed to staff officers off the ship because we were having a problem with the warp core trying to get it under control?
Oh, excellent.
Hi, yeah, this is Pat. Yeah, I know Anne. Yeah. Hi, yeah, how you doing? Yeah, we're stealing the Nova. Yeah. You don't mind, do you? What's that? We shouldn't. You go outside the Sol system. Oh no, Well, I suppose we could discuss it for another.
We've only got 6 months to wait until we actually have to go back.
Yeah, but not 6 months in real life.
Well,
Okay,
Right.
well, let's see if we can get out of here then.
I really
That's
think you should have
what-
put them on ice. Anyway,
I wanted to. Don't be
I
We
know
have to
that
get the
now.
engineers to balance the warp engines.
well, we've got one engineer on.
Yeah.
we got
Jerry?
any engineers.
There's a few of them
Jerry's an
down in
engineer.
engineering.
All right, roll to activate the engines and set the balance.
Yep. Roll away.
Okay, what are we rolling for Jerry now?
Right, so you're rolling. He's the engineer, but you're rolling insight and engineering, which for Jerry
14.
is 14. Well done, Tom.
Okay. Do we need somebody to help him?
I don't know, but someone's just come out of the toilet.
Engineering
Someone
team
else
should
is
do
on board.
Okay.
Is that my toilet?
Okay, I'm just rolling then 2 dice.
Well, you've got no weapons, Pat, so you might as well help anyway.
Okay, well look, we'll roll for Jerry for a start.
That's Jerry.
2 successes.
2 successes.
Awesome.
Right, congratulations.
Yay.
Well done. All right.
Right, so we have engines. We can go fast.
the engine's display comes online, and the computer says that the engines seem to be in perfect working order. You have full access to the engines.
Warp 7, 8, 9.
We've got warp 8.
Well, let's go.
If we're lucky.
Warp 8 to where, though? Where are we going?
Head back out to that planet, whatever.
Yeah, Felina 2.
Flurbergen.
Felina 2.
Felina
Whatever.
2.
I got the letter right.
Felina 2.
I wrote it down.
What?
I wrote it down.
Write it down.
Oh, right. You wrote it down.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. So we're setting course there.
Okay, Zap. Set course for Felina 2. Maximum warp.
Yeah.
All right. So as you engage warp engines and everybody's at their station, the ship is now just the four of you. You you type in the controls, and you see on the displays the deflector dish starts to build up its power, and the deflector array increases in power, and the warp engine starts to pulse and create a static warp shell. And just before you go to warp, you notice that out in front of you.
This is where the boom comes.
So, due to the fact that both Jerry and Zap rolled 20s that I didn't forget about, the deflector dish emits a massive amount of energy, and you see a subspace anomaly opens in front of you. A giant blue swirl with a bright blue light opens up just between Jupiter and Saturn, and before you can do anything to stall the engines, you jump to warp.
Okay.
So we're going through this anomaly, aren't we?
And you enter the anomaly, and everybody's vision goes. Everyone's vision goes white. Everyone's vision goes white for a moment.
Yeah,
all right.
That's no difference.
All right. So as you
inside with the prophets kind of white,
possibly,
or timey-wimey forwardy thing white.
So as the your vision returns to you, and you pick yourselves up off the floor, and back onto your consoles, you start checking readouts and stuff like that, and discover that you are no longer on the USS Nova.
I was getting attached to that ship. I went to all the trouble of stealing it. And
we're on the SS Titanic in 19.
You couldn't even hold on there for 2 minutes.
I'll get the deck chairs ready.
All right, so
where are we now?
So you're still on board a Nova class starship. You're still sitting at the same consoles. As you start going, where the fuck am I?
Who the fuck am I? I've lost that will long time ago. So out from the doors of one of the turbo lift doors opens at the aft section, and a captain in a red jumpsuit walks out on board onto the bridge, and immediately starts speaking to everybody. And he calls out, "Helm, once we've dropped out of warp, enter the docking holding pattern. Ops, contact station operations and request docking. Tactical, update the computer with the systems. Update tactical computer systems with the sector's current sit rep. We're on a science mission. I'd like to avoid any untoward encounters, Klingon, Cardassian, Dominion, or otherwise." You turn around to see a captain that you seem to recognize. So everybody make a reason and a presence and security. Everybody, presence and security. Yeah, my reason is flawed. I've lost me.
Pat, did you just roll a 20 again? No, that's your last roll.
No, I think that's this roll.
Yeah. Was it presence and security, was it?
Yep.
Yeah, I got one success.
Yeah.
And what's Jerry's? I'll roll for Jerry too.
Jerry's presence and what did I say? Presence and security is 12 and 16 for Jerry.
Wow.
Don't fuck it up.
2 successes for Jerry.
2 successes, countermanding Pat's natural 20 and possible mishap. Zap, roll yours, and Anne, roll yours.
I rolled mine.
Oh, you got 1 success. Okay.
I got 1 success.
Zap, you notice nothing. Zap, you just you're just concentrating on your console in front of you, trying to figure out, well, hang on, what my console's changed again. Why? What? And you've just been given some orders. Jerry, however, since you're sitting in the captain's chair,
Captain on the bridge.
and the captain has just arrived on the bridge, I presume.
Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? I want to know. Who is it?
Let him speak. We find out.
I presume you stand up, Jerry.
Stand up, captain on the bridge, and exit.
All right, so you stand up and allow him have his chair. He looks at you, goes, "Thank you, Mr. Lidge." And you, Jerry, you recognize this as Captain Ransom of the USS Equinox.
Ransom.
Captain Ransom.
But we're on the
As in churros. As in lower decks.
USS Equinox.
Voyager.
No, bad boy Ransom from Voyager.
I thought we were
But
looking
The hothead
for.
from Voyager. Oh, this is lovely.
No, we're on Voyager now, are we? Where are we on now?
So as you look around
Yeah,
your consoles, Jerry, you also, as you turn around and stand to the side, you take a glance at the back, at the Master Systems display at the back of the bridge, and you see that the display states USS Equinox.
But the last time we saw the Equinox, it was actually the bare bones in Utopia Planitia. So we've gone forward in time.
Gone forward in time.
I bet this one
but
has
how far,
weapons.
right? How far? How far?
How far? That's the thing.
All right, so you don't know yet.
Okay. But you're about to tell us. Are you?
The comm chimes.
What's
The comm chimes on Anne's console.
Yeah, and what's the star date?
No idea.
The commas chiming.
I know.
Comm is chiming.
Captain, we're
Captain
being
Ryan.
hailed.
You see that up on the display. It is operations. It is the operations from the space station Deep Space Nine, and there's a request for Captain Sisko to come aboard.
Captain, we are being hailed by ops from Deep Space Nine, requesting Captain Sisko permission to board, please.
And so Captain Ransom looks over at you and respond to ops. Request granted. And with surprise, he looks, Mr. Lynch, once we've docked, please greet the captain at the airlock and escort him to my ready room. He continues on. XO, when we've completed resupply, begin scheduling shore leave for those who wish to visit the promenade. The XO who's standing off to the side goes, "Aye, sir." So you are on board the USS Equinox, and you're heading towards Deep Space Nine.
And I look at the 3 of those and I go,
What the fuck?
I don't know if it's a coincidence.
No, I'm not even there. I'm heading for the airlock. Yeah.
right, so basically this badass Badek wants us to bring him to the prophets, does he? I think we're going to have to steal another ship, lads.
Can we check records and see if going back there is any record of someone trying to steal the Nova from space time? I think we're bouncing between different.
But
we
if we
really make any odds.
No, we're stuck in a causal loop.
yeah,
Anyway, we need to find out when
let's
we
just
are.
So the star date is it's around stardate 463. Blah 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 blah.
In real terms. Like, is it 23, 67, 68, 69,
Well, 6 months later, 12 months later.
123 years later?
12
Season.
later.
It's Deep Space Nine is got Captain Sisko on board.
Yeah, so he's not
So it's
Commodore, so he's been
years
demoted. So
anyway.
is that earlier?
No, later. He was only
Later.
Oh, yeah,
Sorry, it's not. Sorry, it's not.
He
It's
never
not.
Wrong
mentioned it,
way.
It's not. It's not Captain Sisko. It's Commander Sisko.
Commander Sisko.
But it is. It's basically season 6 of TNG. Season six of TNG. It's roughly season 6 or season 2 of.
But he shouldn't be on DS9 at that point.
Season 2 of DS9 of Deep Space Nine.
He's on the
Oh,
he's still a
season
pilot.
two.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
So we're wearing Voyager jumpsuits, so yeah.
Yeah, but where is it?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Our time.
Huh?
So,
You've jumped ahead of time.
so are we ahead of where we originally started?
Yes.
Yes,
Way
because
ahead.
Tarek Noor is
ahead.
gone now. It's now
No,
DS9.
but we're ahead of where that we encountered the chronoton wave, are we?
Yeah, but we need to access the records and find out what our bleep happened.
So just as you're discussing,
do that because I've gone for Sisko.
so just as you're just as you are talking between each other quietly in the corner of the room, Jerry, you've been sent off down to the transporter room.
I'm gone.
So Jerry's in the transporter room. So Jerry, in the transporter room on deck 3, you stand there. You walk in the door. You nod to the chief. The chief says, "Commander Sisko is ready for transport." Sorry.
Energize.
He energizes, and a tall black commander in a red jumpsuit materializes in front of you, and steps down off the pad.
Commander
Well,
Sisko,
are you-
welcome to the Equinox.
Welcome aboard.
There you go. All right. So, and what else do you do?
Captain Ransom is waiting for you in his quarters. Whenever you're ready.
I believe it was his ready room. Jerry.
Ready room.
Oh, he's ready room, right? Yeah, he's ready room.
All right, so you escort Captain Sisko or Commander Sisko to up through the turbo lift across the bridge and escort him to the doors of the ready room. So they go inside for a few minutes, and then after a few minutes of you guys, chatting amongst each other, wondering what the hell is going on, they exit the ready room mid-conversation. And one of the major modifications we've made is the two deflector control. We've created a system link between the primary and the secondary deflector dishes, which channels highly concentrated warp plasma energy directly from the core. Is why a pulse wave modulator? It's a pulse wave modulator, very similar to that of the deflector pulse. He says it's a pulse wave modulator, very similar to that of the Defiance pulse phaser control units. We hope to be able to generate or emit high concentrations of exotic particles from the deflector. The goal is, this is Captain Ransom saying this, by the way, the goal is to find a way to seal tears in subspace by warp propulsion systems, and remove the restriction on warp travel above warp 5 in certain areas of Federation space. Sisko nods and listens to him. So you alternate pulses from each deflector dish in an effort to say, "So subspace back together." Ransom nods and goes, "Just like Grandma's sewing machine back home." Sisko responds and goes, "Fascinating." So with so many tactical engagements in this sector, it's nice to have a scientific expedition come in. Where is your test ground going to be? Which Ransom turns and goes, "We're heading for the Badlands. Our first step is to see if the system can dissipate a plasma storm or two first before we go messing about with actual subspace." Just then, Sisko's comm badge beeps. O'Brien to Sisko. "Go ahead, Chief." "Sir, General Martok is returning from patrol on the Rotaran. He's requesting a debrief as soon as he docks." "Acknowledged. Stand by to beam me directly to the ops pad." Ransom turns around and goes, "It never stops, huh?" Or he says, it never stops, huh, Ben? Not around here, it doesn't. Drinking quarks before I leave? Wouldn't miss it. Sisko to O'Brien. Energize.
So are you
All right.
listening in the corridor or have got what?
So, yeah. I'm thinking plot
That
points.
was lovely plot point. That was really nice. I liked what you did there, John. I really did.
Yeah.
I like what I did. What? Where?
It was applied with a hammer because I don't get hints, but that's good.
So what are we gonna do there?
I'm just thinking here, right? They're sewing up rifts in time and space, and this
So
is
this
the
is
job of
happening all over.
Equinox, right? Which is now what we're on. Okay, we're sewing up Stitch in space. How are we going to get back and rescue our lads if they're sewing up the ships? Yeah.
I need to know find out what happened. Like if we actually access the records of this encounter, what would we find out?
Let's do that. Let's access the records to give some information.
Well, I'm going to leave it there tonight.
Okay.
Tease, you big tease.
You're a big tormentor. That's what you are.
You used to be cool, Jono. What happened?
Yeah, John, we used to be nice. What happened?
I'm not,
We were
that's
just
where we're
getting
going.
John, we were just getting warmed up.
I'm about to lose. I want to steal another ship. That's what I want to do. What with weapons this time?
We've only, yeah.
Listen, if he's trying to
Don't we have
stitch
big
up time, if he's trying to stitch up the holes in time, can we use that jewel
Unpick them.
to unpick them and make maybe the one that'll bring us back to where we need to be with a nice big shiny
Yeah,
ship
which
with lots
one
of
is it?
weapons on it that we can actually come up behind the old Cardassians and blast them out of it, and then we can go down and we can save Sharon. And if we must, we might.
Oh, yeah,
save
it's all about saving Sharon. Yeah,
It is, it's about saving Sharon.
Forget
You mean
Morgan and
suppose-
Antoinette and Lieutenant Christopher and
Well,
Frank.
Antoinette,
and
yeah,
Robbie.
too, because she's part of our shift, really.
We can manage without Frank. We can manage
Yeah,
without Frank.
forget about the rest of them. Yeah, it's only,
Well, listen, the thing
just
about
take
it is,
part.
right, on the command
There
team,
has
if
to be
anybody
casualties,
dies,
John. There has to be
they'll
casualties.
come back next week and it'll be all okay. Just don't ask them how they died. Frank, we'll miss you.
Or the other thing is, it could be like Mirror Universe. You advance through assassination. So
Oh, I'm down with
we all get a
that.
promotion.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, but I'm just waiting for the comm unit to ping and say we're looking to extend the warranty on the Argo.
In space,
Take the warranty,
even
yeah,
then,
yeah,
the scam calls don't stop.
So
Shall I put
anyway,
the
so
truth?
we'll leave it there. You went from the Cuchulain to the bridge of the Nova. You stole the Nova. You fucked up the engines. You created some sort of temporal wormhole rift anomaly, and landed yourselves on the USS Equinox under the command of Captain Ransom before they got pulled by the Caretaker into the Badlands, from the Badlands into the Delta Quadrant. So you're certainly having the adventure on traveling through so far you've been on three. So far you've been on 3 Nova class starships. Never mind the other one that is in the unaired pilot, the Nightingale.
What? And Alpha Shift, take note. We've been on 3 Nova class starships. We haven't blown any of them up.
Yeah.
And we stole what? Right from under their noses.
So far.
That's 3 pensions for us now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
We're star trekking across the universe. We'll be going forward because we get fun reverse.
We are smart.
I can find it. I just can't get into it.
All right, so everybody make a note in the log as to where you are and what you've
Right here.
discovered, you've discovered this evening, and
I got nothing.
I got nothing.
Not at all.
I'm still lost.
well, you did spend, I suppose it was about an hour trying to figure out what button to push before you went to warp.
It wasn't the big red one. FYI. That was fun. That was really fun.
That was good, Greg. Thanks.
That
Jono.
was
Enjoyed
awesome,
that.
Jono. I love that story.
So thanks
I love
to,
those sort of backstories. It's cool. It's
Thanks to PJ for joining us live, and to Pablo and his dad, Brian, for joining us, Antoinette, as usual, Admiral O'Shea, Puka Celtic, who's been there with us too today, and everyone else who was there. Anita joined us this evening as well, and who else was out this evening? Yeah, so those of you who joined us live, thank you very much for joining us live. Those of you watching on YouTube,
we didn't spend a single momentum.
Oh, we got momentum.
We didn't spend a single momentum. We lose it all though for the next round.
No, your momentum's gone for the next one, but you did have.
We start back at 0.
You start back at 0, but you did have 6 momentum, so you could have had more. But I think tonight was more about telling the story than
Yeah.
Oh, I love the story. The story was amazing.
Cool.
All
I
right,
really got into
so-
it.
Oh yeah,
I could actually see it.
You were so adamant that Admiral Paris and Commander Sisko had to be off the ship. We couldn't do anything. We couldn't leave the solar system with them on board. No
They're
way.
hitchhikers. If I'm stealing something, I'm stealing it.
Uhura.
We haven't seen the last of them yet. Nope,
Channel
we haven't.
Uhura.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't say that when he was being debarred and saw you.
Yeah,
He
so
didn't
did he
think so.
recognize you? No, he didn't.
Yeah,
You never saw us, did you?
Well, he did actually. Didn't
he
he?
did. We
He
beamed
didn't
on.
recognize me either.
Well,
So
do you know
they
what?
had records of the ship.
Considering like that we
Stolen
beamed
over.
him off 6 months ago or 9 months ago, then he's had 9 months to find out who the heck beamed him off the ship without his permission.
Yeah. Well, what's puzzle? Well, not puzzling me, but like when we beamed onto the when we materialized on the Equinox and Ransom accepted you as being, there. So obviously in his universe, we're part of the crew, even though we were never there.
Yeah.
Maybe we were reassigned when we got back, and because we blew up the other ship, and it didn't come back, and we're going to find out in the next one.
So the next episode.
I don't mind. Like I'm just not sharing a jail cell with you lot. Like as simple as that. Like.
I love the break.
So
Don't
depending on
jump,
how
Scope.
things go, guys, the next episode will be with Alpha Shift. And in the very, very near future, I would hope that because we are, restrictions have been relaxed here in the Republic of Ireland, that one of the things that we can do is possibly get Alpha Shift and Beta Shift together for the concluding part of Star Trek Cuchulain, Star Trek Adventures. So that'll be pretty cool to have Alpha and Beta Shift in the same room in real life. So we're going to look into that, and I'm going to try and organize the episodes in such a way that that will be how we finish. So keep in touch.
Are you going to referee the
Those of
fist
you
fight,
who are new
Sharon?
to this- How's that, Jerry?
Are you going to referee the fist fight that's going to happen?
Put him up, put him up, put him
You're
up.
supposed to work together, you know.
Well,
Yeah, we are working together, but not with them.
really?
We're working together separately.
All right.
It's
So
9 months now since they've been rescued, Anne. 9 months, like.
I bet you they didn't make it off the planet. I'm just saying.
Sharon might be a small
that's the
bit
plan.
gift at this
Hopefully,
stage.
we'll be able to enact that plan sometime in the future, because I do
Or in the
realize
past.
there's an awful lot of traveling involved, especially for Jerry, who'll be coming up from County Cork in the south of Ireland.
That's not a problem.
So up to Dublin for a live interactive final session. So
That's not a problem,
as
John.
I have to
You
go
can
away.
you know that's not a problem.
Thanks, Jerry. So as I have to go and figure out that headache, and how
You
that
can have mine.
how that story beat's actually going to work out, and how we're going to have, what is it? Do we have 8, 9 people on the 2 shifts? So and with the Alpha Shift still have to see if they can wake up Morgan Dean. So we might have to have
Morgan, don't leave. We
So
actually
for
like
Morgan-
you.
So
That's
with
pretty
all
cute.
that said,
I like
and as usual, it takes us so long to say goodbye on these live streams. That's it from Beta Shift for this evening. And stay tuned for the next
Shift.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Oh, it's a shadow. Look.
There we go.
It's a shadow.